I first grew interested in working at the Writing Center when, well, it was the first year I was here. I came here as a master's student in choral conducting, and for the first time I was sort of specializing to a great extent in music. And coming from a liberal arts undergraduate institution, I had previously been used to a more well-rounded educational experience, and not that I didn't love the music. Of course I love the music, and that's why I'm here, but I was seeking to recreate a bit of that more well-rounded experience.
Well, I've been at UNCG for 4 years, and I started coming here about my sophomore year. Freshman year, you know, you're a little bit nervous, don't really take advantage of a lot of things, but sophomore year, after my first time coming, I was sold.
And once I got here, I realized that my writing skills really need to be sharpened, and so I kept coming back.
I've been using the Writing Center since I've been a freshman here, so for about 2 years I've been coming every semester to work on papers, because as an anthropology major and Spanish as well, we have a lot of writing assignments, and so throughout these past 2 years I've come many times to get some help.
I used the Writing Center for since freshman year, so it's 3 years now.
Well, I think the job of a choral conductor is strangely connected to the work we do here in the Writing Center. When working as a conductor, you know, there are a few things that are sort of vital to a good experience for your singers, and one is it's related to concision in the writing process. For instance, efficiency in rehearsal is of the utmost importance. You don't like to waste time. You can't waste time. You don't get much done when you waste time. So I think that's one thing that applies quite directly to writing. Concision is always a welcome aspect of good writing, in my opinion.
At first, I didn't know what to expect, and so when I came in, I was expecting them to be kind of make faces at my writing and my really bad grammar and sentence structure, but they were very nice, and they like to work with you. They're compatible and sociable, and it's not just all work. They laugh with you.
They weren't abrasive, they weren't forceful, they didn't make my writing seem horrible, and honestly I'm a really confident writer, so I was like, oh, you know, they can't really help me with anything, but they're like, you don't have a comma there, or this is like a run-on sentence or something, and I realized they could help me more before I actually turn in a paper or something like that, and that kind of help, it doesn't come every day, so it was like taking advantage of it.
I've had people sit down and brainstorm and help me put a paper together and help me find points that I couldn't even see when I couldn't even think how to address a paper. I've had people explain to me basic things like commas and punctuation and things that I'd forgotten. I'm still not very good at that, but I can come back and ask the same questions over and over, and people teach me.
Well, there's a lot of benefits to the Writing Center. One of them is to get my paper, make it look better, and then the second is it also helped me understand the mistake I do, so next time I can correct it by myself, so improve my writing while I'm learning at the same time, kinda. So
with clients here, and you know, as teachers and as a future educator, I think it's vital that we know and we learn how to read people as quickly as possible, at least to the extent that we know how to approach them educationally.
It's such a caring atmosphere, and they always let me know at the end, they're like, do you have questions? Or throughout it, I always felt 100% comfortable to say, okay, you say I need this, but why do I need it? You know, and they never took it offensively. I never meant it offensively. I just wanted to know, you know. Right. So they're always there. They're always welcome questions, and it's just a really inviting environment. And so in turn, it makes me want to come back. It makes me want to tell my friends to even come.
One of the things that the Writing Center did was help me write my personal statement for graduate school. So it's been useful not only for papers and for grades, but for other things that I've had in life. And I think you can pretty much bring everything in.
I really like the fact that everyone that I've worked with at the Writing Center is sociable, and they aren't condescending, and I've talked to a lot of my friends who have never been to the Writing Center, and they just automatically think that I don't want anyone to read my writing, and I don't want them to think poorly of me or something like that, and I've never gotten that impression from the Writing Center.
The thing I like about Writing Center is that helped me improve my own English skills too, especially for like English speaking, like people like me that we don't really know as much as the grammatic stuff. And then like through the writing center, not only they could help you get a better grade, they also help you understand what you did wrong, so the next time you won't do the same thing again.
My biggest goal is to help anyone and everyone I can to take hold of the language, and rather than see it as something that they have to deal with to communicate, help them to see it as something that they can mold, something that is quite malleable to their own voice, no matter how uniform it may have to be to communicate, across, interpersonal lines.